This interview is for information only and should not be considered as investment advice or a recommendation to buy shares in the company featured. Welcome to this Stock Box interview. Joining us today is Paul Johnson, the CEO of Power Metal Resources. Hello, Paul. How are you doing?
Hello, Mark. I'm well. How are you?
Good. Thank you, Paul. Thank you for joining me. You've, of course, had news from your Haneti project in Tanzania, which was targeting nickel. Now, if we're being honest, the news today looks like the drilling campaign results have turned up disappointing. Even you can't really put a positive spin on this, can you?
Well, my job is to be honest, and I know as an investor at heart that what people are looking for in these companies is work activity, getting on with things, delivery on schedule where possible, and then they want the best possible outcome. As an investor, with all the programs that we do, you want the first hole to deliver a bonanza major discovery, and the reality is that almost all of the drilling that's done in these companies around the world will not deliver that, and that almost all of the big discoveries made around the world do not deliver first hole glory, if I can use that phrase. And it's a process of methodically working through the various stages of the exploration process, gathering information as you go, using that information effectively. So I think today's news, well, for the holders of Katoro, they saw a 30% dip in the share price of Katoro. It says it all, in fairness, how the market reacted to that news. Power is a more diverse portfolio. We saw 4% down. We're sheltered by the portfolio approach to this kind of thing. And we also have a lower percentage than Katoro. I think we can do better. As a joint venture, for various reasons, I don't think we quite promoted the potential of Haneti. I don't think there has been the intensity of work on Haneti over the last 3 years since Power got involved that we'd like to see. This is the first diamond drill program that's been undertaken in the area. So it was always going to be a learning exercise. There is the chance, of course, you could strike it rich on the first set of holes, but very, very unlikely. And what matters now is that we take this project forward aggressively, proactively, intelligently, and that we deliver for shareholders with what is a major polymetallic project. So we're going to work on the nickel and what we've learned so far and build, better targets, as it were, to see where we need to go. There's some exciting lithium, tantalum, niobium references in the RNS today as well, which we can also work on in parallel. So for us, it's work in progress at the moment, and I hope the project can deliver far more for shareholders, investors going forward than perhaps so far it has done.
Okay, well, it's true what you say about Power being sheltered with the diverse portfolio that you have. I know we've spoken before about only one or two of the projects coming off would transform the company, and it does protect you there from dusters, let's say, or disappointing drill results. But ultimately, maybe this is disappointing, but it doesn't change anything fundamentally. You plan to still continue. You say you're engaging with a joint venture on the next steps, still targeting discovery of economic nickel. So it's too early to write this off yet as a duster. Is that right, Paul?
Oh, well, the duster is the term that's used in the oil drill space or oil and gas. And you get, absolute depression when you get an announcement out that doesn't show, a major result. It's not the same in our industry, really. The process that we go through is often iterative. It's often developmental, stage after stage of work. You're never really sure, when you'll find that big hit. I remember going back to 2016 with Metal Tiger and the drill that we did in the Kalahari Copper Belt, where it was one of the early holes that found that great intersection, 50 meters or so, 2% copper. And that was a phenomenal early result for us. Sometimes that happens, but usually it doesn't. Now, we've got, some great ideas. There's a great opportunity at Haneti. We do need to do things better. To deny that will be wrong. And that's for, Katoro shareholders. It's for Power shareholders. You don't want an opportunity like this to not receive the attention it deserves. So going forward, we are looking forward to taking it, on as a project. We're not walking away. There's a lot of information we can work with now. We had a few parties interested in this project prior to the COVID-19 situation. And one of the biggest factors that they were looking at is, can they access drill core, diamond drill core, and see what the geology looks like from the core? Well, now we have that, so we can re-engage. So that's another exciting angle that you never know may actually deliver something. But for now, it's about the partners working together, learning from what we found so far, developing our geological models, developing further, more precise targets, and going after this project properly in the weeks and months that lie ahead.
Okay, so you've laid out there how you plan to do better. Why are you so confident to carry on? And at some point, do you have to make a call and say this is just not economic?
Well, we as a business, Power Metal has made a number of calls, and we will make a number more going forward. But historically, 3 years ago, we started out with projects in the Ivory Coast. The Ivory Coast we put to one side. In Cameroon, we did the same in Cameroon. We've taken a harsh stance on the DRC interests, as announced in our recent annual report. We'll always continue to cull projects that are either too expensive, have less prospectivity than we anticipated, are difficult to manage for various reasons. We've got a cornucopia of interest in our business. Many, many different angles to our business, how to take it forward with internal exploration and corporate activity. We're not going to keep any projects as passengers on this business as we move forward. We're not a charity. We're there to deliver value for shareholders in a sensible, reasonable way. We're there to look after our teams in various operating jurisdictions, the communities in which we operate, and to deliver a proper, environmentally focused, socially focused, well-run business that delivers returns for shareholders. We have no time to hang around with projects that will not deliver. So if we feel Haneti or anything else within our portfolio is not sharp enough, focused enough, valuable enough, it will go. But at the moment, that's not the case for Haneti.
Okay, so tell investors then, or shareholders, what you plan to do at Haneti and why you're continuing with it. Because some of the vibe I was getting just reading some of the boards and the messages today, that people actually probably not that bothered about Haneti, and the share price was insulated, let's say, perhaps as well by the diverse portfolio. But some of the comments, people were like, not really that bothered. Should they be bothered? I mean, you talk about other credits now, lithium you're talking about as part of the Haneti project. So yeah, should people be bothered like clearly you are?
Well, it's a portfolio approach in our business. So by definition, you'll find that any one constituent part, this is one of 1/15th, if you look at the project packages, is not going to have the same degree of impact. And that's on the plus side as well. So, you make a discovery, then it can be, less returns than the partner that holds 65% when you hold 35%. On the downside, you can be shielded particularly well. But that's a nice thing at the moment. But we want to have more attention on this kind of district scale opportunity. One of the challenges we face as a business is we have so many of these within our portfolio, all manageable. We're managing it from an operational perspective, from a cost perspective, but the attention of the market is not focused on, a specific project in our business. Now, for Haneti, it would be good if the market did look a bit closer. If the market took the disappointment that you get when you announce that you haven't got that slam dunk result on, drill program 1, and actually have a look at the announcement in a bit more detail and see the potential that we see. We provide a lot more information in there about what we found and how we're going to take things forward. We'll provide follow-up information. And one of the big positives for us as a business is that we communicate on a regular basis, and we need to do more of that with Haneti to tell people what our thoughts are from what we found and how to move the project forward. And we will do that, and we'll be quite insistent on that.
Okay, well, we can look out for that for sure. Final point, Paul, would you ever consider selling your stake in Haneti?
What? Yeah, well, that's a little bit of a curveball question, isn't it? We'll consider anything in our business that delivers proper value for that particular element, and it doesn't matter what it is. We're the most one of the most innovative businesses in terms of deal making, whether that's acquisition or disposal. We have a vast array of properties, many of which are in focus at the moment and will attract attention. And realistically, Haneti is one of those because of the district scale opportunity, the potential that's been demonstrated by the years of work. Maybe you could argue we haven't quite got it right with the results today, but that doesn't matter because that's normal exploration. Maybe that ping on my system is someone getting in touch right now about the project. We live in that world. We're going into an M&A world in the exploration and mining space, so everything's possible. But as the politicians often say when they're asked if they want to be prime minister, we are focused on the day-to-day job. And as opportunities arise, the crystallization of value that are good enough for the shareholders, and I'm the largest shareholder at the moment, then we will definitely take a close look.
Okay, well, hopefully that answers that question that I had there. Well, thank you very much, Paul Johnson, CEO of Palmetto Resources, for your time today.
Thanks, Mark.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.